Hey there, HackerFrogs. It's me, the Shy Hat. All right, so today we're going to be, we're doing a little bit of a off-schedule stream today. We're going to be ending a little bit early as well. So this stream is only going to go on for about 3 hours or so. So that's a bit short for what we do over here usually. So what are we doing today? First of all, let's get some music going. I really like the music from Faster Than Light, otherwise known as FTL, and it's a great little game if you haven't tried it. It's got a lot of great chiptune music. We're going to be using this as our soundtrack for today. As usual, if you find that the music is a little bit too loud, please let us know in the chat, and we'll try to accommodate your tastes. But anyways, what are we doing today? So, first of all, I need to record my video for the transposition cipher. It's a type of cryptographical cipher that you run into every once in a while. Actually, I've never run into it before, but it's a fun little exercise. We're going to be learning a little bit about cryptography, and then from there we're going to jump into some networking stuff. We're going to be learning about some common networking protocols over at TryHackMe.com. So that's the second piece of content we're doing today. If you don't have an account over at TryHackMe.com, then what are you waiting for? You can make one for free. Let's go and pull that up. So this is tryhackme.com over here. If you're interested in learning about cybersecurity, it's definitely a very good resource and a place to learn about all sorts of great cybersecurity topics. So here you go. We're going to be covering this as our second piece of content today. And hack the planet! Hack the planet! Great! Cybernerd Dante, nice to see you here. Yeah, we're doing our stream a little bit early today. Nixar says that they have a 76-day streak on TryHackMe. That's great to hear. I think I did up to about 100 days at one point, maybe a couple of years ago. But yeah, it's always fun to learn some new stuff and do some new modules over at tryhackme.com. We also have Brumbo in the chat, and Brumbo is spamming the BlazeBits, Blaze40, Blaze Cookie emote. Thank you very much for that. Thank you. All right, so let's. The last thing we're going to be doing today is we're going to be doing a. Actually, wait, not the last thing, but we're going to be doing a few exercises over at hackmyvm.eu. So hackmyvm.eu is one of my favorite hipster sites for learning about cybersecurity. It's a little bit reminiscent of Hack the Box or TryHackMe, but it's a little bit less known, less well known, and I kind of like that about this. So it's got some challenges that other people haven't seen before. Anyways, we're going to be doing some labs over there to learn about Linux commands over at the Venus CTF lab, and then after that, we're going to be covering one of the one of the machines that they have available here, and it's called Driftingblues5. So this is a series of different Linux CTF boxes that you can hack against. And if you're interested in taking a look at the challenge beforehand, you can access it from this link right over here. There you go. Okay, so without further ado, I need to do a re-recording for one of the cryptography challenges at PicoCTF that I screwed up. But if you want to hang around and learn about this particular challenge, you're very welcome to do so. Okay, so let's move over to PicoCTF, and this is the transposition trial challenge. Let's pull it up. Sometimes PicoCTF is not very responsive, but let's see if we can. Oh, you know what? I need to pull up my notes on it as well. Let me do that. So these are going to be over here, my notes. Just need to find it over here. So transposition, just a second. Here we go. Okay. So the link should be this one over here. There you go, in chat. Okay, here we go. So let's start. Alright, so this is a guided walkthrough for the transposition trial challenge from picoctf.org. It's a medium level challenge from the cryptography category from the picoctf 2022 event. The description says, "Our data got corrupted on the way here. Luckily, nothing got replaced, but every block of 3 got scrambled around. The first word seems to be 3 letters long. Maybe you can use that to recover the rest of the message." And it says, download the corrupted message here. And then there's a link. All right, so the first thing we need to do is we need to copy the link over here. This is the file that has the ciphertext inside. So we're going to right click and copy that link. And then we're going to go over to our picoctf web shell. So in the picoctf web shell, we're going to get out of here first of all. And we're going to create a little directory to complete this challenge. So we're going to make a directory. Let's call this one transposition, and then move into the directory. And then after we've done that, we're going to copy the file over to our Linux virtual machine. So it's wget, and then we're going to paste in the file address over here, and then hit enter to download the file. So once again, that's wget space, and then paste in the file address for the file. After that, it says that we saved this file over here, message.txt, and if we take a look at the contents of our directory, we've got message.txt in here. All right, so the first thing we need to do is we need to read the file to discover the ciphertext that we need to... Okay, so this is the ciphertext that we need to decode in order to finish this challenge. So first of all, we're going to copy it all over. Select copy, okay. So make sure that you have everything in here. So sometimes it can be, so this is where our username begins, and we need to make sure to copy everything in the ciphertext here. So starting from the H and ending at the 7 over here. Then we copy it. And now we're going to create a little file. And I'm just going to create a file. I'm going to call it nanotext. I'm going to call it ciphertext. So I'm going to create a file with nano. I'm going to call it ciphertext. And I'm going to hit enter. From there, we're in the nano text editor, and we're going to paste in the ciphertext that we just copied. So we're going to paste this in, and then we need to take a look at the challenge to see how we're going to decode this ciphertext here. So in the challenge it says, every block of 3 got scrambled around. So what we need to do is we need to separate this into blocks of 3 characters each, and then we need to do some rearranging. So it also says the first word seems to be 3 letters long as well. So let's go into our web shell and let's separate all of this entire message by 3 letter blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, and 3. Okay, so what are we doing here? So we've got these 3-letter blocks that make up the entire message, and it says that every 3rd letter got switched around. So we see here that this set of 3 letters over here is probably the word the. So what we would do is we would take the 3rd letter, and then we would delete it, and then put it in the first position here. So the second column, the second set over here, there's a space. We're going to delete the space, and we're going to put the space at the beginning. Here, there's an A. We're going to put the A at the beginning. So we're going to repeat this for each one of these sets of 3 blocks, sets of 3 characters rather, and eventually we're going to be able to we're going to be able to rearrange. We're going to get the right arrangement of characters. So that was a 5. This is also a 5. This is a 6. This is a 5. This is an X, capital X. This is in capital N. This is a capital V. This is a capital A. This is an F. And this is a 7. Okay, so now that we've rearranged the order of all of the third characters and shifted them to the beginning, we can now put the string back together again, and this should be the plain text string. So here, okay. So as we put this all together back into one string, we should see that that we get the message, the correct message over here. Thank you very much for following on Twitch, Verotheus. Thank you very much. You are now a HackerFrog, and have one of these. There you go.
Mr. Hat, may I please be excused from class?
Well, Carl.
Yes.
You hear me? You go to... You go to... You
Have a great day.
All right, Verotheus, welcome to the HackerFrogs, and I hope wherever you are having a great day. Okay, so we see here that the plain text flag is picoctf, transpositioning is expensive, okay? And what we did when we solved this particular cipher is we did some transpositioning. We basically took a jumbled up. So the ciphertext wasn't it wasn't transformed, but it was jumbled up. So we unjumbled it. That's a technical term, and then we were able to get the plain text equivalent. So let's copy the flag over here, and then let's go back to picoctf. And in the flag submission field over here, we're going to paste in the flag and submit the flag. Okay, and then we're done. All right, so we're going to go over one other way we could complete this challenge, and this method involves using Python, so the Python scripting language. Let's demonstrate that over here. So in the web shell, first of all, I'm going to let's get out of here. We're not going to save this. But instead, we're going to create a file called, we're going to use nano to create a file called transposition.py. So the name of the challenge is transposition trial. So we're just going to call this script transposition.py. So after we do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste in a Python script. And what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to go over what the script does and a little bit of the code to see exactly what's going on in the script. And afterwards, we're going to run the script and see how it gives us the right answer. Okay, so the first thing we need to do in the script is to create a function called custom transposition decrypt, and it takes in one argument called ciphertext. So in our comments, we say this decrypts a transposition cipher where every block of 3 letters has the third letter shifted to the beginning. Okay, so we've got parameter ciphertext, which is the encrypted string, and we're going to return the decrypted plain text of that ciphertext string. So the first thing we do is we define blocks. So blocks in this case are the ciphertext starting from the beginning of the index and then ending at the beginning of the index plus 3. So for I in range, so 0 length of the ciphertext 3. This is going to divide the ciphertext into blocks of 3 characters, and the decrypted blocks, this is another variable over here. It's going to be block index 2, which is the third letter, plus block starting from the second letter. Sorry, this is the third letter here, starting from the third letter. If the length of the block is 3, or else something for blocks and blocks. Anyways, What I think this is doing is it's basically shifting over the third character back to the beginning of the block, and that's going to be a decrypted block. So in the end, plain text is going to be the join of all of the decrypted blocks, and it's going to return the plain text to us. Okay, so so the main function in this script is if name equals main, then we're going to define the encrypted string as the message we got from the file over here, and then the decrypted text variable is going to be the custom transposition decrypt function with the encrypted string, and then we're going to print a message, decrypted text equals whatever we decrypted. Okay, so now that we've defined the script over here, we're going to save out the file, and then we're going to run the script. So the script is called transposition.py. We run the script and we receive this. Decrypted text equals, the flag is picoctf, this one over here. Okay, so let's check if this script was able to get the correct answer as well. So we're going to go back to picoctf transposition trial, the flag submission field. We're going to paste in the flag that we got from Python and click on submit flag. Okay, so we've finished the challenge again. All right, great. So this was a guided walkthrough for the transposition trial challenge from picoctf.org. If you enjoyed this guided walkthrough, please click on the like and subscribe buttons on the video and leave a comment under the video. But until next time, HackerFrogs out. Sorry, we're not ending now. I just needed to get this recording done for YouTube. Eventually, I cut up my live streams and I upload them as YouTube videos up to good old YouTube, so that I can double dip on my content over here. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to get out of picoctf, and what we're going to do is we're going to learn about some networking protocols. Some networking services, rather. So what we're going to do is we're going to learn about these networking services through TryHackMe.com. And once again, if you don't have an account at TryHackMe.com, you might as well make one, because you don't have to pay a monthly subscription if you don't want to. And this is the link for TryHackMe over here. So there are a number of rooms that we can access for learning materials on TryHackMe.com, and the room that we're going to be using today is this one right here, Learn Cyber in 25 Days. And basically, this was a Advent type of event where you're learning a new cybersecurity skill every day for 25 days. It was part of their Christmas event for 2020, so that was 5 years ago, but there's still a lot of good material to be learned over here. And what we're going to be learning about is we're going to be learning about 3 different networking services. The first networking service that we're going to learn about is, let me take a look. We're going to learn about FTP, and we're going to learn about the SMB service, and we're going to be learning about the Telnet service. So if these services seem a bit alien, and it sounds like a bunch of word salad, that's fine. We're going to be explaining what these services are. So the first thing we need to do is we need to start up our attack box. So inside of picoctf, after you've joined the room, you're going to be able to access these different tasks over here. So we're going to be using 3 different tasks to go over the materials for today. And the first thing we need to do is we need to start up our attack box machine so that we can interact with the TryHackMe virtual machines. So at the top of the web page over here, you just need to click on this Start Attack Box button. And then after that, you're going to see your web browser page divided into 2. So on the left-hand side of the page, you're going to see the TryHackMe web page, and on the right side of the page, you're going to see this message over here. Your machine is initializing. Use the attack box to attack machines you start on tasks. So basically, this is the machine that we're going to be using to interact with the virtual machines that we start up in today's task. So the first one that we're going to start up is the one for task number 11. So these tasks are numbered. We're going to go over to task number 11. And Shooter McGav says, "Sup, bro? Hello, Shooter McGav. Nice to see you here on YouTube. And let's give you a fun video redeem. This one is Hack the Planet." Shooter McGav says, "Have you heard of VulnLab?" Yes.
Hack the planet! Hack the planet!
So VulnLab is a great place for learning advanced pen testing techniques. In particular, it's really good. It's very well known for its Active Directory chains, which are Active Directory machines that are all linked together and that you can hack against. But right now, we're teaching basic networking commands right now, so we're not exactly at the level of VulnLab in today's lesson. But thank you very much for bringing that up. Okay, so this is task number 11, day 9 of the Learn Cyber in 25 Days room. Thanks for the info. Yeah, no. I mean, you've heard of it, and you probably know where to find it, right? Let me just let's see, VulnLab. Here we go. So if you're interested in taking a look at VulnLab for some advanced pen testing exercises, then you can access it over here. So this is a paid service, so it's unlikely I'll be covering VulnLab because everything I cover is free stuff. But the training options are there for you. So Shooter McGav says, "I was looking into it. Sounds kind of advanced based on what you said." I would say that the target audience for VulnLab is people who have a good number of years doing CTF boxes and doing penetration testing. So it's not for, I wouldn't say it was for beginners. I've taken a look at other people on stream doing exercises from VulnLab, and it's for people who know what they're doing, for sure. Okay, so let's go back. All right, so today, so in this task right here, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking a look at the FTP protocol. So we're going to start our machine over here first of all. So under task 11, to get started, we need to start our virtual machine. So task 11, click on the green Start Machine button over here, and in a minute or two, the vulnerable virtual machine is going to start up. So once we've done that, we're going to talk about the FTP protocol and how it's used. So let me do a little bit of narration, I guess. So the FTP protocol, the File Transfer Protocol, FTP, offers a no-frills means of file sharing in comparison to alternative protocols available. While this protocol is unencrypted, it can be accessed through a variety of means, from dedicated software like FileZilla, the command line, or web browser. FTP servers have long been used to share files between devices across the internet due to its compatibility. AK says, "Good evening, sir. Shyhat, thank you very much, AK, for joining on Twitch. Joining on YouTube. Here, have one of these. This one is the Nan Cat. It's a fun meme." Okay, so what you have to understand is that FTP enables people to access the service and download files. That's the primary purpose. So if you see over here in the illustration, the File Transfer Protocol, otherwise known as FTP, so there are two different ports that are involved in FTP, typically port number 20 and port number 21. And port number 20 is going to handle all of the data going across the connection, and port number 21 is where you put in your FTP commands, and the server is going to reply to the client over here and give you the output of your commands. So commands involve actions such as listing or navigating directories, writing to files. whereas the data port is where the actual data, such as downloading and uploading of files, are transferred over. Okay, so one important thing to know about FTP is that no credentials, no problem. Before any data can be shared, the client must log into the FTP server. This is to determine the commands that the client has permissions to execute and the data that can be shared. Some websites use FTP to share files instead of the web server itself. Of course, this means that you have to use a username/password through some other way. That's not practical. Enter FTP's anonymous mode. This setting allows a default username to be used with any password by a client. This user is treated like any other user on the FTP server, including enforcing permissions and privileges to commands and data. Okay, so we've got an ad break coming up on Twitch. While the ad break runs on Twitch, we'll be taking a look at some bird videos on the YouTube side, so that we're not just sitting around doing nothing. But anyways, okay, so using FTP over the terminal. So we're going to be using the FTP package that comes installed on most Linux environments, but especially to THM's attack box. To connect, we simply use FTP and provide the IP address of the instance. In this case, we would use FTP, this IP address over here. But you would need to use this IP address over here for your vulnerable instance. So remember that we started up a machine at the beginning of the task. This is where we would go back up to the top of the page and we would discover what our IP address is that we need to contact for the virtual machine. So this is the machine IP address we need to contact over here. So we can copy this and then we can go over to our clipboard over here. So you're going to see a button in the middle of the console here. Press it and then press on the clipboard button over here. Then paste in your IP address. So your IP address is going to be different from my IP address. That's fine. You just need to use your IP address. Okay, so we've got ads running on Twitch right now, so we're going to take a little break. And so if you haven't seen these, I have a bird feeder in my backyard, and I'm always recording the birds. And I've got some birds over here that you can watch while we run our little break. So here you go. I'm going to have a little bit of water, just a second. Okay, so yeah, I find that, so these are stellar jays. These are a type of bird that you can find in the Pacific Northwest. They're easily my favorite type of bird. Fallen Learn says the music is ominous. I dig. Yeah. There's a lot of moody music in FTL. So if you're wondering where the music is from, it's from a great little game called FTL Faster Than Light. And if you like strategy games, it's a great little strategy game. But okay, so we've got our audience back on Twitch, so I'm going to put the birds away. Okay, so after you've copied your IP address over to the clipboard, you're going to open up a terminal. So you can use any of these shortcuts over here on the desktop, but I'm just going to use this one. AK says, do you work on the offensive side of cybersecurity? Well, I know more about the offensive side of cybersecurity than the defensive side of cybersecurity, but I do education, so I don't work as an offensive security person, but I do know a bit about it. Okay, so now that we've got our terminal here, and we can paste in our IP address, we're going to access the server via FTP by giving this command over here. So it's just going to be FTP, and then space, and then the IP address, like this. Let's go back down to the task over here. Okay, so we would give the command, and when prompted for our name, we have to enter the word anonymous, and then provide an empty password. So let's do that. So FTP over here, it asks for a name. We're going to type anonymous, like this. Okay, and it says login successful. Remote system type is Unix. Use binary mode to transfer files. Okay, now that we're in FTP. So we see here that you can use the help command to list some of the commands you can run without whilst connected to the FTP server. Here's a quick rundown of the fundamentals. So, like it says over here, if you don't know what commands you can run, you can always give the help command like this. So just type help and then hit enter. And there's a lot of different commands over here. So not all FTP servers are going to have the same number of commands. So it's pretty helpful to use the help command to see what you can actually do on the server. But we've got some descriptions of commands over here. So commands like ls, which lists files and directories in the working directory of the FTP server, cd, which changes our working directory of the FTP server, the get command, which downloads a file from the FTP server to our device, and the put command, which uploads a file from our device to the FTP server. So let's take a look at what we can find inside this server. So inside of the terminal here, we're just going to type ls, and we're going to see these files over here. So most of these are directories. So we can tell by the D over here that these are directories. So we've got backups, we've got elf workshops, we've got human resources, and we have public. So what we want to do is we can use the cd command to change our working directory. So let's say that we want to access the public directory. So we would do on the command line cd space public and then hit enter. It says directory successfully changed. Great. So if we type ls to see what's in the directory, we see here we've got two files. So there's backup.sh and shoppinglist.txt. So what we need to do is we're going to download a couple of files. So to download files, we would use the get command. So it would be get and then the file name. So for example, get backup.sh or get shoppinglist.txt. So let's go ahead and use the get command. So it's get space backup. Oh, okay, we can't do tab autocomplete. So backup.sh. After we give that command, it says command successful, opening binary mode data connection. All right, it says transfer complete, which means we should have the file in our current directory now. We're also going to download the shoppinglist.txt file, so we can just type in get shoppinglist.txt. Okay, so we received the same message here, transfer complete. All right, so now that we've downloaded our files from FTP, we want to get out of FTP. So the easy way to get out of FTP is just to give the exit command. So just type exit, hit enter, and then we're back in our regular terminal over here. So you can tell if we're in FTP and when we're not in FTP by the prompt over here. So here it says FTP, this is when we're in FTP. When we're not in FTP, it's just going to have a regular Linux prompt like this. So if we take a look inside of our own directory here, we see that we now have the backup.sh and the shoppinglist.txt files. So we can go ahead and read these files. For example, we could read shoppinglist.txt. Okay, and we could also read the backup.sh file. Okay, so this seems to be some sort of bash script file over here. And it says create backups to include the date, and it's going to define what the file name is going to be. Okay, so we've successfully used FTP to log in to a FTP server, and then we browsed around the FTP server file server there and downloaded some files. So that's how you use FTP. So FTP is you'll see it very commonly on servers, and especially CTF boxes. So if you want to do some networking CTF challenges, you're going to see this FTP service every once in a while. So it's important to know how you interact with it. So that was FTP. We're going to cover a couple of other common services that we're going to encounter when we do networking CTFs. The next challenge is going to be covering the SMB protocol. So let's get out of FTP then. So we can leave our attack box as is, but we're going to go up to the top over here, and we're going to terminate our current machine. So we're just going to click here, terminate. It's going to ask for confirmation. Click on terminate machine, and we're going to go to another task. So we were currently at task number 11, and we're going to move over to task number 12. So close task number 11, and then go to task number 12. Task 12. Okay, so we need to start a machine on this task as well. So we might as well do it now. So go ahead and click on the green Start Machine button here. And we're going to be talking about the Samba server. So let's move down over here. So what is Samba and where is it used? Whilst we learned about one of the most commonplace protocols that can be used for file sharing on day 10, we'll be covering an alternative technology for file sharing that is most used within organization or company networks. Offering encryption as standard, this technology consists of two protocols. So there's the SMB, Server Message Block Protocol, which is natively supported by Windows and not on Linux, and the NFS Network File System, natively supported by Linux and not Windows. So today we're going to be talking about the SMB protocol and not the NFS protocol. So protocols such as SMB send requests and responses when communicating with each other, as illustrated below. Okay, so we've got our client and we've got our server. So the client is going to send SMB's request to the server, and the server is going to send SMB responses back to the client. So what makes Samba so popular and useful is that it removes the difference between these two protocols, meaning that two operating systems can now share resources, including files amongst each other. Simply put, Samba connects to a share, think of this as a virtual folder, and is capable of day-to-day activities like deleting, moving, and uploading files. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to search for Samba shares. We're going to be using enum for Linux, a tool that is provided to you on the THM attack box. Let's get our hands dirty. So first of all, we need to open a terminal prompt and navigate to the enum for Linux directory over here. So they provide a file path. We're going to follow this file path. So over in our terminal, let's clear the terminal first of all, and then we're going to do cd/root/desktop/tools/miscellaneous. Okay, so we're going to navigate to this directory. Okay, so after we've navigated to the directory, run enum for Linux and list all of the possible options we could use, and take time to study these for anything interesting. Okay, so we're just going to run this command /enum for linux.pl-h. So in this case, enum for Linux is a Perl script. We can tell it's a Perl script with this file extension over here, .pl. So let's run the command. And we see here that we have a lot of different options in this command. But we don't necessarily have to read all this. Let's go over here. So note that we can use options like -s to list shares and -u, these are both uppercase by the way, to list possible users. In my example, I want to find out who can be used to access the server through Samba. And we give this command over here. So it's enum for Linux, and then the -u, and then the IP address. So for us, what we want to do is we want to get our own IP address. So we're going to go up to the top. We're going to grab the IP address of the virtual machine for this task, copy it to the clipboard, then go over to our control bar, and then click into the clipboard. In the clipboard here, paste in the IP address, and then close the clipboard with this button here. Okay. So here we see that we can paste in our IP address from here. This is what we want because we need this IP address to use the enum for Linux command. So let's go back down inside of the TryHackMe webpage. So we're going down to here. So the command is going to be ./enumforlinux.pl-u and then the IP address. So ./enumforlinux.pl and then -U. So the full command is ./enumforlinux.pl-U and then the IP address over here. Go ahead and run that command, and you're going to see this output over here. So we get three different user accounts. So we've got user Elf McSkitty, user Elf McEager, and user Elf McElferson. Okay, great. So note how enum for Linux has discovered 4 users in my example. One of the users may have a weak password such as password123 that we can log in with and access sensitive data. Okay. So one other thing that we can do on enum for Linux is we can access shares. So remember that in Samba, or in SMB rather, file shares are basically directories that we can enter, and we can access the files inside of those file shares. So let's give another command. DemonSlayer74 says, "Hi, hello DemonSlayer74, and welcome to the stream. Why don't you have a fun hack the planet on me?"
Hack the planet! Hack the planet!
Okay, so yeah, welcome to the stream. If you have any questions about what we're doing, go ahead and ask, and I'll try to answer the questions as best I can. So what we're going to do is we're going to run the same command that we ran just now, except we're going to change up some of the flags. So over here we were using the -U flag over here to get the users. Instead, we're going to do -S to get the file shares from this particular IP address. So it's the same thing, except this time instead of getting users, we're getting file shares. So let's run the command. And we see here that we've got a number of file shares here. So we've got TBFCHR, we've got IT, we've got Santa, and we've got IPC $. Okay. All right, so these are different file shares that we can access from the SMB service. DemonSlayer74 says, "Thank you. Are you using a VM?" Yes, I'm using. So the VM I'm using right now is a Kali Linux VM. Kali Linux is a cybersecurity-oriented distribution of Linux, and inside of Kali Linux, I have my web browser open, and I'm using more virtual machines inside of the TryHackMe.com website over here. So it's virtual machines inside of virtual machines inside of virtual machines. Okay, so now that we know that there's this Santa share over here that we want to access, how can we get access to this file share? So this is where connecting to a share comes in. So we've learned 2 key pieces of information from the previous section: usernames to authenticate as, and shares that we can access. So, however, a very common and easy way to cause vulnerability by administrators is wrong permissions. You may be able to access a share and its data without logging in at all, and such as we will demonstrate below. So, number 1, remember that the IP address of the Samba server is that of your instance that you deployed. Okay, so I think, yeah, so they should insert your IP address automatically over here. Number 2, use the SMB client tool to begin accessing the Samba server and its shares, replacing share name with the name of the share that you want to access. So this is the command we want to use over here. Let's just type it out manually, okay? So it's going to be SMB client // and I think the name of the file share is tbfc-santa, and then / and wait, oh no. The first one after the 2 slashes here is going to be the IP address. So the IP address is going to be 10.10.141.217. Remember that this number is probably going to be different for you. It's basically different every time you start up a new instance. So use whatever number is here and not necessarily the one that I have. Okay? So it's going to be SMB client and then // the IP address and then another / and then tbfc-santa. Then hit enter. It says password for this work group. We don't know the password, so we're just going to hit enter. And we're actually logged in. So we're in the SMB service right here. It says help to get a list of possible commands. We can type help. And this is going to be all the commands that we can run inside of the SMB terminal here. DemonSlayer74 says, would you recommend starting with TryHackMe or Hack the Box for someone just getting into cybersecurity? You definitely want to use TryHackMe over Hack the Box if you're just getting into cybersecurity, because Hack the Box mostly assumes that you know what you're doing when they throw their challenges at you. And if you try to start with Hack the Box, you're probably going to get lost. What you probably want to do is you want to try some easy rooms over at TryHackMe if you're a beginner. But thank you very much for the message, DemonSlayer74. If you have more questions, please let me know, because I'm here to help people get into cybersecurity. So my answer is TryHackMe. TryHackMe before Hack the Box. Okay, so over here, so you're going to be asked for a password. The easiest password is no password. So sometimes you can access a file share without a password. Just hit enter, and then you're going to be logged in. But sometimes you need to provide a password. Okay, so here are some SMB commands that we can do. So you can do the ls command to list files and directories. You can do the cd command to change your working directory. You can do the pwd command to output the full path to the working directory. And we can do more. So this is something that I recently learned about. You can actually read files from SMB. Of course, you can download files with the get command, and you can upload files with the put command. So let's go ahead and take a look what's inside this directory here. So we gave the ls command, and we see that there's one directory, and there's one file. So there's this file here, note from mixpd.txt. Let's see if we can read it. So let's try using this more command over here. So more space note underscore from underscore mixpd.txt. Okay, so it says here, hi Santa, I decided to put all of your favorite jingles onto this share. All all owing you access it from anywhere you like. Regards, Elf McSkitty. Okay, so to exit from here, like it says right here, we have to do :Q. So let's do : and then Q. All right, now we're out. So we can also download. We can also download this file over here from SMB. So it would be this command over here. So it's get space note underscore from underscore mixpd.txt. Okay. NT status object not found. Oh, did I misspell it? Okay, no. I misspelled the command. Okay, so it's note from mixpd. No S. DemonSlayer74 says, would you mind me asking questions outside of what you're working on, yeah, you can go ahead and ask any questions you like. But I'm going to try to get through the exercise, of course. But you can ask any questions you like. And if I don't have time to answer it, I'll tell you I don't have time to answer it. But yeah, anything you like. Okay, so let's continue. So I downloaded the file, and let's try entering the Jingle Tunes directory over here. So it's going to be cd jingle-tunes. Okay, now we're in the Jingle Tunes directory, and let's see what's in the directory. So there's nothing in this directory. So all we need to do now is we need to get out. So to exit from this from SMB, Pyrus Masquerade, thank you very much for following on Twitch. Let's give you a fun video redeem. Here's a Nyan Cat for you. Okay, so now that we've gotten the file that we wanted to access on SMB, we're going to exit. So just give the exit command, hit enter, and now we've successfully exited from SMB, and we're now in our regular Linux. So you can tell from the prompt if you're in SMB or not. So here it says SMB, so at this point we're in SMB, but down here, after we exit, we're in our Linux terminal. Okay. So alright, so we the last thing we can do is we can go ahead and we can read the note from mcskitty.txt in here. So just cat note from mcskitty.txt. Okay, so all owing you access from anywhere you like. This is not correct English. Anyways, thank you very much for following Jordan GTF. Jordan GTF, thank you very much for following on Twitch. What else do we have for redeems? How about this one? How about the bully bird? Here we go. These are two birds. One is bullying the other. All right, so let's continue. So now we've finished learning about the SMB protocol. This is not all we need. This is not everything there is to know about the SMB protocol, but we learned a little bit about how to interact with it, how to log in, and how to find out what shares are available on the inside the service. So anyways, let's conclude our time with SMB by going up to the top of the page, and we're going to terminate the virtual machine over here. So just click on terminate at the top of the page, and then confirm by clicking on terminate again. Okay, so we've got one more protocol that we're going to cover today, and that protocol is going to be the Telnet protocol. So the Telnet protocol is covered in this room under task number 15. So let's go over to task 15, and then click on it, and then click on the green Start Machine button over here. So that's going to start up the virtual machine that we need to access to complete this exercise over here. So it says, so we're going to do a little bit of port scanning first before we start. And well, to do port scanning, we have to wait for a couple of minutes for this machine to boot up. So before we can do port scanning, we have to make sure that we have the correct IP address. We just started the virtual machine. We're going to get the IP address in about 30 seconds or so. So we need to wait about half a minute. But in the meantime, here are some birds taking a bath. So I'm just keeping track of the time over here. We don't have to wait very long. But yeah, I've got a lot of these videos. I love let's see, Demon Slayer 74 says, what's the point of the Sherlock tool if it simply gives you very general links related to a username. I've never used the Sherlock tool before. Is the Sherlock tool, is it for web applications, or is it for something else? Let me look it up. Let me look it up really quickly. Okay, so Sherlock cybersecurity tool. Are you talking about this one right here? Sherlock Web Inspector, okay. It's a powerful recon tool designed to streamline the early phases of web application security assessment. Okay, let me know if this is the tool that you're talking about, because I'm not familiar with this tool. So I probably can't answer your questions about this because I don't use this tool. But let me know if this is the tool that you're talking about. Okay. So we've got our IP address over here. Let's go ahead and copy the IP address over here, and then we can continue on with the exercise. So let's go down. So we're going to do port scanning. So we just need to use nmap with this particular IP address. So inside the terminal here, we're going to clear, and then we're going to, well, I'm just going to go to the to our home directory over here. So that's cd and then enter by itself. We're not using the tools in this directory anymore, so we might as well just go to our home directory. So we're just going to run nmap, and then we're going to paste in the IP address here, and then paste it in. So we're going to run an nmap scan on this IP address to see what open ports are available on this server. So go ahead and hit enter to run the scan. And we see that there are 3 ports open on the system. There's port 22, which is running SSH. There's port 23, which is running Telnet. And there's port 111, which is running RPC bind. Okay, we've got ads running on Twitch right now. So I'm just going to play some more bird videos. Here you go, until the ads are over on Twitch. Anyways, have fun watching the birds. I'm going to take a little sip of water while the ads are running. It gives me a good opportunity to rest my voice a little bit. Demon Slayer 74 says, I respect that you stop when there are ads. Yeah, I don't want anybody to feel left out. I don't want anybody to feel like they're missing anything when the ads come on. And it also gives me a good opportunity to have some water and take a little break as well. Amelia Fang on YouTube says, cute birds. Thank you, thank you. I love filming my birds. I love feeding the birds, and they're a great highlight of my day. When I see the birds eating, I feel good, because I'm giving them food. Anyways, the ads are over on Twitch, so we're going to continue. Okay, so we did our port scanning, and we found out that there's this service over here available on the target. It's called LNet. Amelia Fan says, I want some nuts now, yay. Yeah. Well, I mean, birds eat the same kind of food that people eat. They like seeds. They like sunflower seeds. They like peanuts. They like almonds. They like all the stuff that people. Well, they don't like all the stuff people like. But what birds can eat, mostly people can eat it too. Okay, so we found out that the Telnet service is running, and this is actually what we're supposed to be learning in this task here. We're learning about Telnet and what the Telnet service is. Okay, so let's go up and learn a little bit about Telnet. Okay, so for initial access, it says connect to the service and see what you can make of it. So there is a native so what is Telnet? Telnet is the earlier version of the SSH service, and SSH is used to remotely log into servers. So Telnet is very similar. You can log into servers and you can give commands, and it's almost like you have direct access to the server. But Telnet is, well, like we said, it's an earlier version, and it's actually it's not very commonly used anymore, because Telnet is an insecure protocol. So Telnet doesn't encrypt any of its traffic, so people that are listening could potentially get all the information that you're sending over Telnet, and that's why more secure services like SSH were created. But if you want to access a server using Telnet, you can just use the Telnet command, and then the IP address. So in this case, it's 10.10.116.120, but in your case, it might be something different. Okay? And then I think it'll automatically connect to port 23, but if it doesn't, then we have to specify the port number. Okay. So it says we are able to successfully log in using Telnet. It says escape character is caret. Okay, this is control bracket, I think. So if we do control bracket, then we're going to log out. I think I'm going to give this a try. So it's control closing bracket. Okay. So we're in Telnet. Are we connected? Okay, we're not connected. Anyways, let's exit. Let's exit. Uh-oh. I'm going to close out my terminal. I'm going to try again. So I'm just going to close out my terminal, then I'm going to run a new terminal. Okay, one more time. Telnet 10.10.116.120. Remember, this IP address is going to be different from the one that you have, but I want you to use the number that's there for you, and not this one. Okay, so Christmas login. So enumeration, let's see. Looks like you can slide right down the chimney, log in and take a look around, enumerate a bit. You can view files and folders in the current directory with ls, change directory with cd, and view contents of the files with cat. Okay, so okay. Connect to this service to see if you can make use of it. You can connect to the service with the standard command line client. Oh, no. They tell you exactly. Amelia Fang says, I like the background music, makes it feel dramatic. Yeah, well, if you can't make learning fun, then what are you doing? But anyways, our username is Santa and the password is Claus Christmas. So let's remember this and let's log in. Whoops. Let's log in again. Okay, so for the Christmas login, the username is Santa, so just type Santa, and the password is Claus Christmas. So let's type that in. Claus Christmas. Remember, when you're typing in your password, you're not going to be able to see anything. This is normal. So just type in the password and hit enter. Okay, so now we're logged in. Great. So we see this nice little Christmas tree over here. That's very festive. So when you're logged into Telnet, all Telnet servers are not the same. Some Telnet servers are just like SSH servers, and you can basically use any Linux commands that you like. But when you don't know what commands you can run on a particular server, you can go ahead and type out help, and it says help not found. So it looks like we're using a regular sh shell. So this is just going to be like using the Linux terminal. So we can use all of our Linux commands, ls -la, we can do cd, we can do pwd, and let's try reading some of these files. So we've got cookiesandmilk.txt, great, let's read that file. So cat, whoops, there's no autocomplete here. That's unfortunate. Okay, let's type it out. Cookies underscore and underscore milk milk.txt. Okay, so it says, haha, too bad Santa, I the Grinch got here before you did. I helped myself to some of the goodies here, but you can still enjoy some half-eaten cookies and this leftover milk. Why don't you try and refill it yourself? Yours truly, the Grinch. Okay, so this is a message from the bad guy in this case, and they've got a bunch of code up here, and if you know your stuff, you understand that this is C code. But what does this C code do? Let's read on a little bit. So often to enumerate, you want to look at pertinent system information like the version of the operating system or other release information. You can view some information with commands like this. So cat uname a and cat issue, just like this. So we could learn more about the server by giving these commands like cat etc star release. Okay, so this is some information about the system that we're currently on. And we can use uname underscore uname-a. So let's see. I think the name of the system is Christmas. Okay, great. And so in this case, we were able to access the telnet service. And in this case, the telnet service is just like logging into the server with the SSH service or, using any other type of shell. But remember that not every telnet service is the same, and sometimes when you log into telnet, the commands that you can run are very limited, but in this case, it's almost just like being on the server yourself with Linux. All right, so let's finish this. Let's finish this exercise over here. We can answer a couple of questions. Emily Fang says, imagine Santa is a hacker. So some people have been talking about Santa and basically how he has to move at the speed of light to be able to deliver gifts to everybody in one night. So that's kind of like hacking. That sounds a lot like hacking to me. So what distribution of Linux and version number is this server running? So let's, it looks like it's running Ubuntu this over here. So let's use this as the answer. Okay, and then we can copy this from the clipboard and then paste this in over here. Submit that. Okay, it says this is a very old version of Linux. This may be vulnerable to some kernel exploits that we could use to escalate our privileges. So it talks about reading this cookies and milk file over here. And the question here is who got here first? So remember, we read the cookies and milk file, and the note over here was signed the Grinch. So that's the answer here. I guess it's only looking for the word Grinch. Submit this. Okay, that's the correct answer. Great. All right, so we're running out of time over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to finish off this exercise. So everybody, if you have any other questions about any of the three protocols that we and the three services that we were talking about today, so either Telnet or SMB or FTP, please let me know in the chat, and I'll try to answer your questions as best I can. But to finish off today's TryHackMe exercise, we're going to stop our virtual machines because we need to be nice to the people at TryHackMe and not leave on their computers longer than we have to. So let's click on terminate to terminate the virtual machine that we were just talking to. Emily Fang says, I have no idea. Well, that's fine. That's fine. Emily Fang, do you know how to use Linux? Because we're going to be doing some Linux exercises in just a little bit. And I hope you can, if you want to learn more about Linux, you can stick around. And so the last thing we want to do is we want to click on Terminate Machine over here at the bottom and close out our attack box. So confirm by clicking on Terminate Machine. Let's see. Demon Slayer 74 says if Santa could move at the speed of light, it would take him about 8.16 hours to visit and leave gifts at each house, assuming the houses are an average of 10 kilometers apart. ChatGPT calculated it. That's a good way to answer your questions, Demon Slayer 74. Emily Fang says no, I have never used Linux. Okay. Yeah. Well, we can. You can go ahead and try using Linux here. Emily Fang, may I ask what kind of computer you're using right now? Are you using a Windows computer or are you using a Mac computer? Because you can access Linux a couple of different ways. So you're using Windows, and so what you can do is you can go down to the bottom of your monitor, and there's going to be a search bar. Inside the search bar, you can type in the word CMD, and you're gonna see a matching program called Command Prompt. So click on the Command Prompt, and then you're gonna see something that looks a little bit like this. You're gonna see a black window. It's gonna say Microsoft Windows, and then it's gonna be users, and then your name over here. So from here, you can actually access some the Linux machine that we're going to be doing challenges on today. And so if you're able to bring up this command prompt window, let us know. Pickle a bunch of numbers over here. WSL on Linux is quite nice as well. I think you can install it from the App Store. So there's another way you can access Linux from your web browser. And the way you would do that is you would go to JS Linux. So JS Linux is a little web application that lets you simulate a Linux virtual machine from this website over here. And for example, if you wanted to access Linux, you could go over here. So you can go ahead and access it from this link right here. Demon Slayer, let's see, 74 says, would Kali Linux cause any trouble with Windows Defender? So sometimes there are some scripts or some word lists that have naughty words and commands on Kali Linux, and sometimes actually Windows Defender usually doesn't make a fuss, but sometimes some other antivirus software will make a fuss of some of the stuff in Kali Linux if you decide to copy it to your clipboard. But anyways, so I think you can access Linux from over here. Yeah, let me make this bigger. So go ahead and go to that web page over here. So after the machine starts up, this is just like Linux. So you can use different Linux commands. You can read those different. You can read files inside here. You can basically run it. This is a legit Linux terminal here. You can do any Linux commands that you want, basically. The only things you can't do is you can't install new software. They don't let you install new software on this machine. But anyways, let's go on to the second piece of content we're doing today. And the second piece of content we're doing today is we're going to do some CTF labs. We're going to learn a little bit more about Linux from the hackmyvm website over here. I think I need to log in again. If you're interested in taking a look at this yourself, you can go ahead and go to this link over here. But the thing is, you're going to need to create an account over at hackmyvm.eu. It's another little website where you can learn about cybersecurity stuff. And we're taking a look at the Venus Labs today. We've been taking a look at the Venus Labs for quite a while now, and I think this is this is basically a game where you can use Linux commands to try to get the password for the next level. And each time you enter a new level, you have to get the password for the next level on the current level that you're on. So we've done quite a few of these. I think we're on level 28 right now. Yeah, I don't think we have level 29. Let me check. No, let's see. Okay, we don't have level 30. No, we do. We do have level 30. What level did we leave off at? Was it 31? Okay, okay. So we left off at level 32. Yeah, okay. So we're on level 32. And if anybody doesn't know how to play the game, I'll teach you the commands. So we're on level 32 over here. So this is the username and the password we're going to be using to access this level. I'll teach you how to do it on Windows. So if you're able to open up the command prompt program instead of Windows, this is what you would do. You would do SSH space and then the username, which is Veronica at venus.hackmyvm.eu on -p5000, just like this. So this is the command you're looking to do. So type that into your command prompt and then hit enter. And then it's going to ask you for the password. So the password is this right here. I'm going to provide it to chat. So when you want to paste this into the command prompt here, you click into the command prompt window, and then you do Control and Shift and V on your keyboard. So it's not Control V, it's Control and Shift and V, and then hit enter. And that's going to log you in. You know you're logged in when your prompt over here says Veronica at Venus, like this. So from here, you're logged into the game by using the SSH service. So if you do ls to see what's inside the directory, you see that there is a flags.txt file and there's a mission.txt file as well. Emily Fang asked, "Is this someone's account?" Oh, it's just it's a game, so you don't have to worry. We're not breaking into anybody's actual account. We're not bad people. We're just playing a game. Don't worry. It's only meant to simulate actual user accounts. They're not real. They're not real. Okay, so here we can take a look at the mission.txt file with the cat command. So in Linux, you list out the directory contents with the ls command, and you can read files by using the cat command. It's going to be cat and then space and then the name of the file that you want to read. Okay, so mission 32, it says the user Veronica uses a lot of passwords from Lena, so she created an alias. So what is this talking about? This is talking about alias commands inside of Linux. So alias commands inside of Linux are basically renaming commands. So if you do ls to take a look at the contents of the directory, you can also do ls lah to take a look at the contents of the directory with more stuff, basically. So if we run this, we can see all the directories in here, and we can see hidden files in here as well, and as well as the other files that we see in here. But we can actually set an alias for this whole thing, just in case we wanted to shortcut this. So we could do alias, and then we're just going to call this ls all. So ls all, we're going to make this the equivalent of ls-lah, like this. Demon Slayer 74 says, we don't need to delete an alias to create a new one, right? No, we don't need to delete an alias to create a new one. But sometimes we want to put our key commands inside of quotes, so either these single quotes or these double quotes, like this. So let's run, alias, I need to spell that correctly. Okay, so alias, so we're going to create ls all, and it's going to be the equivalent of ls-lah. Emily Fang says, is there a story lore in this game? Who's Veronica and who's Lena? So most of the time there's no real storylines associated with these hacker games, with these CTF games. But in this case, the name of the game is called Venus. So it's basically all of the users on the system for this game are all going to be women's names. So if we run this command here, ls all is an invalid alias name. Okay, so let's call it instead list all. We'll call this list all, and it's going to be equal to ls-lah. Okay, can we run that? Yeah, we can. So now when we type in list all, it's going to be like typing in this right here, ls-lah. So we created Emily Fang says, a world of women. Yeah, well, in this case, yes. Yes. So most of the time, these games don't have a very strong storyline, but you take what you can get, I guess, I suppose. But anyways, the way we can take a look at all the aliases on a system is we can just give out the alias command like this, and this is going to tell us all of the aliases we have for the system. So we've got alias ls equals ls color equals auto. Oh, okay. And we also have an alias LenaPass. So LenaPass is this password right here. So the Lena user's password, which is the next level, is this one right here. So we were able to get the password for Lena. So let me copy this, and I'll give it to everybody in chat. So Lena's password is this one right here. Demon Slayer 74 says we can use root to check. We can use root to check. I'm not too sure what you mean by using root to check. If you could elaborate, that would help a lot. But anyways, I need to record a YouTube video on this topic, so I'm going to do this level again, but I'm going to speed through it so I can get something recorded for YouTube. Just a second. Let me get out of here. Okay, so I've got my HackerFrogs machine over here. I'm going to log in as Veronica at venus.hackmyvm.eu on port 5000. Oh, it doesn't know venus.hackmy. Oh, I've misspelled that. Okay, gotta spell everything correctly. If you don't spell stuff correctly, you don't get in. Okay, let me copy Veronica's password. Demon Slayer 74 says, can we search from root to find alias? Okay, I'll explain this while I do the walkthrough. So just a second. All right, so everybody, this is a guided walkthrough for the Veronica level, otherwise known as level number 32, from the Venus CTF labs from hackmyvm.eu. So everybody, the first thing you want to do when you enter one of these levels is you want to read the mission.txt file. So we're just going to do cat mission.txt. So it says here that the user Veronica uses a lot the password from Lena, so she created an alias. So we're talking about aliases inside of Linux, and so you can create an alias for a command that you use a lot inside of Linux. Alias. So we could create a new alias. We could create an alias that called listall, and it would be the same as doing the ls.lha command over here to list everything inside a directory. So after we've set that, we can do listall, and it's the same as using ls-lah. So the way we would see what aliases are on the system is we would just give the alias command by itself. So we type in alias, and we see we've got 3 aliases on the system. We've got this alias that we created ourselves. There's another alias that does ls color auto for ls, and we also have the Lena pass alias over here. So this is the password for the next level. Lena's password is an alias, which is this right here. So if everybody following along at home, Lena's password is this over here. Okay, so let's see. Fermionic Tree Beats LS. Hello, Fermionic Tree Beats. Nice to see you here on YouTube. And let's do a little fun video redeem. How about Hack the Planet? There you go.
Hack the planet! Hack the planet! Shut up!
Okay, so we're gonna take a little break because there's gonna be ads running on Twitch in just a few seconds. So while the break is running, we're just going to watch some bird videos. I've got a bird feeder in the backyard. I film them all the time, and I love the birds dearly. Thank you very much for following on Twitch. Muted. Thank you very much. Yay birdies, yeah. Okay, so we'll start the break now. This gives me a good opportunity to have a drink of water as well. And here you go. Bird hype. Yup. Okay, so these are some Stellar J hatchlings, and they're just gonna be enjoying the bath over here. I'm just gonna take a little sip of water. I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, so I just took a little drink of water. Emily Fang asked, do the birds have names? So these are Stellar Jays. So I'll just type that out in the chat. Stellar Jays. So these are related to regular old blue jays, but they're the West Coast version. So if you live on the West Coast, especially if you live in the Pacific Northwest, you'll see these birds in areas where there are a lot of trees. And so they're some of my favorite birds. So they're kind of like a cross. They look like a cross between blue jays and crows. And these birds are all actually these are all birds in the same family. So if you live in an area where there are Stellar Jays, you probably want to go to a place with a lot of tall trees. So they like tall trees, like tall pine trees and cedar trees. And yeah, you'll see them. You might see them every once in a while. They usually don't like to live in places where there are a lot of people, but you'll see them every once in a while. But anyways, this guy's making a big mess, and let's continue. We'll take a look at more of the birds a little bit later during the other breaks. Thank you very much for following The French Traveler on Twitch. Thank you very much for following. Let's put the birds away, and let's continue with the Linux fun. All right, so we've got the password for the next user, Lena, over here. So we've essentially finished the level. So we're going to do a little after action report over at GitHub over here. If you're wondering what we're looking at this page right here. So if you want to take a look at all the different solutions for the levels in the Venus game, then you can go over to this website and click on a level, and there'll be some information there. So this is level number 32. Let's edit this file. Okay, so first of all, who was the target user? So the target user for this level was the Lena user, and the method of solve for this level was we have to retrieve the aliases on the terminal. And in this case, the key command was the alias command. Okay, so this was a relatively simple level, but let's commit these changes and finish off our guided walkthrough. Okay, so everybody, this was a guided walkthrough for the Veronica level, otherwise known as level number 32, from the Venus CTF Labs from hackmyvm.eu. If you enjoyed this guided walkthrough, please click on the like and subscribe buttons on the video and leave a comment under the video. But until next time, HackerFrogs out. Alright, so I have to do these YouTube intros and outros because I have a YouTube channel that I upload to. If anybody doesn't know where my YouTube channel is, it is right over here. No, we're not leaving. It's just I have to record YouTube videos, and I have to do these intros and outros. So I've got a lot of different videos on my YouTube page. If you're interested in learning about cybersecurity, you can go ahead and go to the YouTube page and subscribe. You can watch all the videos there. You can also watch all the different live streams that we've done over there as well. But I think we'll do a couple more levels from the Venus CTF Labs, and then we'll move on to our final hacking activity for today. Okay, so let's move on to the next level. So the next level is the Lena level. So we're going to log in again, but this time we're going to be logging in as the Lena user. Demon Slayer 74 asks, any story behind the frog name? So we are the HackerFrogs. So if you're a person who, well, this all started on Twitch, and if you're a person who likes watching Twitch, then some people will call you a Twitch frog. So they'll just use the word frog behind anything. So if you're a person who likes watching Twitch, you're a Twitch frog. If you're a person who likes watching YouTube, you're a YouTube frog. But in this case, we're people who like doing hacking. So in this case, we become the HackerFrogs. So if you like hacking and you like live streaming stuff, then you are a HackerFrog. Ribbit, yeah. So if you want, you can if you're on YouTube, you can type in :frog:, and you can get the frog emote just like this. So it's :frog:. But if you're on Twitch, you can type in OSFrog and get just like that. Okay, so let's log into the Lena level over here. Thank you very much for the emotes. Thank you very much, Cypher Enigma. Hello, OSFrog. So OSFrog, when you type it in Twitch, it has to be OSF are all capital, and then the rest of it is lowercase. Okay, so Lena, let's log in. So we need to get Lena's password. So Lena's password is this one over here. So I'm just going to paste in the credentials. Here you go. So when you paste in the password, remember it's Control-Shift-V, not just Control-V. Hit Enter, and we're now logged in. Okay, I'm going to do my YouTube intro. Just a second. So this is a guided walkthrough for the Lena level, otherwise known as level number 33, from the Venus CTF labs on hackmyvm.eu. So the first thing we need to do when we start any of these CTF levels is to read the mission.txt file, and we can do that with the cat command, cat mission.txt. So the description says, the user Noah loves to compress her things. So compress her things, that's talking about this zip file in here. Actually, this is not a zip file, this is a gzip file. So you know that it's a gzip file because it has this file extension here, .gz. So what we need to do is we need to unzip the file to access this. And we can't actually write any files to our directory over here. So what we need to do is we need to create a directory to work inside of. So luckily, we can create a directory in the temporary directory on the server by doing this command over here. So it's make dir space, and then it's going to be /temp/ the shyhat dash Lena. So the reason why I name it like this is so that the directory is going to be hidden because it starts with a dot, and then I've got my own name, and then I've got the level that I'm currently logged in as. So this is so I can remember that this is my directory. So I'm going to make that directory, and then I'm going to move this file into the directory. So we can do that by doing this command here. We're going to copy. We're going to copy zip.gz, and we're going to copy it into this directory here. We're going to highlight this file path here. We're going to copy it, and then we're going to paste it in. So the full command is copy zip.gz /temp/ shyhat dash Lena, because this is the name of the directory we created. So when we do that, and then we're going to enter the directory by using the cd command here. So copy this, paste this. Okay, so when we do ls to see what's inside the directory, we're going to see that there's the zip.gz file here. So let's unzip this file. So to unzip a gz file, we do gunzip zip.gz. Okay, it says not in gzip format. Okay, so I was mistaken. This is not a... Let's use the file command to figure out what format this is. Okay, so it says here that this is a tar archive. So tar is another type of compression, and in the case of tar archives, we can use the tar command to unzip the file. So it's tar-xvf and zip.gz. So this is the command we use. Willpower PCs, what up, Frog? Thank you very much for chatting in here. Willpower PCs. Let's give it a fun redeem. How about the Nyan Cat? If you don't know this meme, it's a fun meme from the past. There you go. Okay. So let's unzip this file using the tar command over here. So it's tar-xvf zip.gz. After that, we're going to see that this file over here was created inside the pwned Lena zip directory. So we can actually enter that directory. So we cd into pwned, and then we cd into the Lena directory. And then we see there's a zip file here. Let's clear the, and let's take a look at what kind of file this zip file is. So if we use the file command on zip, we see that this is ASCII text. Is it really ASCII text? So ASCII text means regular computer text. So if we read the file using the cat command, then we get this password here. So this is probably the password for the next level. So the next level is the Noah user. So if we combine this is the username and password. Emily Fang says, I love Nyan Cat. Yeah, Nyan Cat, I think you can find it online. The website is going to be nyan.cat. Nyan.cat. There you go. And you can change the skin for NyanCat as well. So everybody, if you're wondering, this is it right here. Okay, where were we? Emily says, giving out all the passwords. The reason I'm giving out the passwords is so anybody who wants to join in, they can keep up with the level that we're on. Because otherwise you're not going to be able to play along with us. But don't worry, this is all for education, and it should be okay to share these passwords. Okay, so let's log out, and then let's do a little summary of what we did to solve this level. Where are we? So we're on the Lena level. Lena is level 33. Okay, let's write a little blurb here. So in this level, the target user is the Noah user, and the method of solving the level is we have to unzip a .gz file and get its contents. And in this case, the key command is this one right here, tar xvf zip.gz. Awesome. Okay. Emily Fang says, NyanCat is so loud it jump scared you. Yeah, if you go to the NyanCat website, it's really, really loud. Willpower PCs, I want to have someone pen test my server. Oh, you have a server? I don't know. Well, maybe giving out your server URL on this channel, it might not be a great idea. Anyways, Dawaki76 says, I found your channel, and oh, okay. All right, so let's save out this description here. Okay, so this was a guided walkthrough for the Lena level, otherwise known as level number 33 from the Venus CTF Labs from hackmyvm.eu. So if you enjoyed this guided walkthrough, please click on the like and subscribe buttons on the video and leave a comment under the video. But until next time, HackerFrogs out. DemonSlayer74 asks, what can someone really do with the username? Are you talking about... Okay, so what can you do with the username? This is a good question. So, for example, if you know somebody has an email address, like something like test@example.com, you can do a Google search, and then you can find out like every web page that has this email address. And from the email address and the different pages that come up, you could probably start to do a little bit of open source intelligence and try to find out where this email address has been used. So, Willpower PCs, I have a... Okay, so you've got this, these specs over here. Great. So when you say, I want to have somebody pen test your server, do you mean you can't really have somebody pen test your server unless your server is online, because otherwise they wouldn't be able to find it. But if you're asking if some random person can break into your computer, if it's not made internet accessible, the answer is probably no. Emily Fong says that works. You can just Google somebody's email address. If you know the email address, you could probably find out where the email address has been used. So it's actually pretty important to keep your details private. Let's see. It's online. Let me go to your house. Well, if it's online, that means that people can contact it. And if it's online and there's security problems on your website, then someone could potentially break into the website. So be careful with whatever you post online. Let's see, Mick Roddick router. You can start there. Won't tell you the host OS. Multiple VMs running on it, Linux and Windows. Demon Slayer 74. Could a username help you find someone's email? So if somebody has like so let's just say me, for example. So I'm the Shy Hat, and so this is a pretty unique username. If I look at the Shy Hat, you're gonna find my stuff, right? So you're gonna find my YouTube over here. You're gonna find my Twitch. You're gonna find that I've been presenting over at Black Girls Hack, this organization. You're gonna find my Twitter. You're gonna find what other stuff? You're gonna find a lot of stuff. You're gonna find my LinkedIn over here. So if you have somebody's username, just the username, you're gonna be able to find a lot of information about that person. So you have to be very careful with what you give away and what you keep secret. You want to keep something secret unless you really have to, give it out. I'm not famous. I'm not famous. I'm just a person trying to help people learn about cybersecurity stuff. But yeah, let's move on to our final activity for today. So for our final activity today, we're gonna try to break into a server. So we're not breaking into a server illegally, of course, but we're gonna be using the hackmyvm.eu website over here, and we're gonna try to break into a server. So this is like a challenge. Demon Slayer 74 says you cannot directly see someone's email from Discord. Hopefully you can't look at somebody's email directly from Discord. But if anybody wants to, so hey, Willpower PCs, you could probably do this challenge with us as well if you wanted to, because it sounds like you know how to deploy VMs, and this is the type of challenge where, we go to challenges, and the challenge is called Driftingblues5. Been doing it for 20 years. Yeah, well. Atomic Django says, hey, have you done your OSCP or are on the road to it? Well, I've done OSCP training before, but this was probably back in 2000. This is like 2 years ago. But I didn't get my OSCP. I did the test, and I didn't pass the test. But I learned a lot through the program. But I have done the OSCP training before. So if you want, you can go ahead and download this machine over here, Driftingblues5, and deploy it to your VM network. Let's see, I will check out. I've never tried any online challenges, but I've watched people do them. Yeah. So what you do is you log into the website and then you download the VM. So after you download the VM, you can deploy it to your VM network, and then you can attack it from another VM. So, for example, here I've got my Drifting Blues machine. Let me show you guys. So this is the Drifting Blues VM that I've got running right now. This is on the same network as my Kali Linux hacking machine, basically. So this machine runs on the same network. And oh, my windows have all kind of screwed up. Hold on. I need to set up my windows again. Okay, I don't think I need too much else. So we're going to start our final portion of today's stream, and the final portion is going to be hacking against this Drifting Blues machine. So the first thing we need to do to figure out how to solve the challenge over here is to run an Nmap scan. So Nmap is a program we can use to figure out what machines are on the network, first of all, and then we can use Nmap to determine what open ports are on this machine. Atomic Django, got it, new viewer, so just asking what your experience is. I don't know if I want to do that. I trained on it, but failed the test, learned a lot as well. working at an enterprise nearby. Oh, great, great. Atomic Django, it sounds like you've got some experience with cybersecurity. Great. Demon Slayer says, we use a VM to protect against malware, or just in case someone else is on the same server as we try to break in. So if you're learning about cybersecurity, virtual machines are really great because you can mess around with the VM computer, and if you screw it up, or if you do something weird and it doesn't work anymore, it's not your actual computer. It's just a virtual computer. So that's one of the many reasons why we use a lot of VMs when we're learning about cybersecurity. So we're going to use Nmap to scan the network and find out which machine is the Drifting Blues machine. So we find that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 different machines up on this network, but only 2 of them are running VirtualBox, which is our virtual machine software. So my machine is at this IP address right here, 10.0.2.88. But the other IP address is the machine that we have to hack against. So this is going to be 10.0.2.94. So we just need to remember this. Demon Slayer says, thank you for answering. Sorry, both you and the viewers. No worries. There are no dumb questions. We were all beginners once, and we're all asking questions, and we wanted to ask questions. This is the place where you can ask questions. Okay, so we need to remember that this is the IP address that we need to hack against. So we're going to copy this, then we're going to run another nmap command. So for this nmap command, we're going to scan all the ports, and we're going to run it very fast, but not too fast. And we're going to get very verbose output. And we're going to run common scripts and versioning information. So we're going to get all the information about the ports that are running on this server here. But first of all, you need to spell the word nmap correctly. Okay, here we go. So I'm sorry, I make a lot of typos. So I hope you understand that, yeah, I make a lot of typos. And if you don't type something correctly, you don't get to hack. Alright, so what happened in this scan over here? So we discovered 2 ports that were open on the system, port 80 and port 22. So we're going to talk a little bit about what these ports are associated with in just a bit. So we discovered port 80, which is running the SSH service. SSH is basically remote login, and if you can log into a server via SSH, it's basically like you logged into the computer locally, but it's a remote connection. So this is the software being used, OpenSSH, and this is the software version right here. Okay, so on port 80, we've got another service running. So this is the HTTP service. So this is a web server. It's serving web pages. So this is the insecure version of web pages. This is the old one, HTTP versus HTTPS. So this is running Apache software with this version right here. And the web page is Diary, just another WordPress site. So this is somebody's blog. So we need to find out what's on the blog before we can hack it. So what do we got here? So because we know that port 80 is running on the server, we can use a few different tools. So I like to use this. Oh gosh, what was the IP address again? 94. Okay. So the derb tool is going to figure out what endpoints exist on this website. So it's going to check against a word list, and it's going to try every word on that word list to see if these different web pages exist on the website. So it finds a bunch of different web pages here. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So it found an index.php page. It found a WP admin page. So this website is running a type of blog software called WordPress, and WordPress is kind of infamous for being vulnerable to security exploits, and so we're probably going to be using some specialized tools to take a look at the WordPress over here. So before we do that, let's run a couple other tools. So let me make a couple more Linux tabs. Let's move into the temp directory. Cypher Enigma says, I mean, it's infamous. It's infamous now. Yeah. Well, it's all types of infamous. Okay, so let's run let's run the nicto command. So nicto is another tool I like to use. It's very simple. I think this was it. Okay, we've got ads coming up in a bit. During the ad break, we're gonna be looking at the wonderful birds again, but that's gonna be coming up in about a minute. So we're gonna use the nicto tool to see if there are any security vulnerabilities on this particular web page. So we found Apache. This is the software, of course, and okay, this tool also found the WordPress installation on the website. We're just going to leave this running for a little bit, and we're going to check out this website ourselves. So it's going to be right here. Let's go ahead and go to this website. Okay. So to everybody, I'm going to tell everybody now, I've only got about an hour more of stream time left, because I have to go to a social event a little bit later. Demon Slayer, Mr. Frog, I have to leave now, but thank you very much for kindly answering my questions. We'll definitely come back later for some great content. Thank you very much, Demon Slayer, for coming by and asking all your questions. Have a hack the planet before you go out.
Hack the planet! Hack the planet! Shut up again!
Okay, so thank you very much for following on Twitch, Demon Slayer 74. Thank you very much. You are now a HackerFrog. So what do we got here? So this is the blog website, and we've got our ads running on Twitch right now. And as usual, we're not going to do anything while the ads are running, but we're going to take a little break and watch these wacky birds. So just a second. Okay, we've got Atomic Jangda that says, I found a website that was used internally that was hacked. They ran WordPress too. I guess it had a backdoor. They fixed it, but I kind of want to test their site because I don't trust them. Probably won't. Are you talking about a Pentest job that you did recently? Or is this something that's publicly available? If you're doing something internal, you probably won't be able to access it as a normal person. Cypher Enigma sends the bird emote. I wonder what bird emote this is. This is an emoji. Nice. Thank you very much. Okay, so we've got a few seconds of ads left. About 10 seconds. Atomic Django says it was public, our user was hacked, and then we traced it to that. Sorry about that. Let's get back to business. All right, so we've got our WordPress site over here. We could probably investigate the. This is some sort of blog on. You cat to be kidding me? What is this? Cat Blaze. It started off as a April Fool's joke 4 years ago. Okay, great. So obviously we're dealing with the WordPress installation, and there's a very specific tool that we like to use to enumerate WordPress installations on websites, and the tool is called WP Scan. So I've only used WP Scan a few times, but Actually, I'll introduce a great little website for looking up hacking techniques. It's called hacktricks.xyz, and it's book.hacktricks.xyz. So if you want to take a look and research any hacking techniques for a particular service or a piece of software, you can do it on the Hacktricks website. So I'm just going to look up the WP scan tool over here. So Pentesting Web Methodology, WordPress Automatic Tools. Okay, let's take a look at this web page. So let's see, automatic tools, we can use WP scan. Okay, so how do we use it? Let me copy this command over here. Whoa, that's a really long command. Okay. So, man, okay. So before we run this command, let's talk a little bit more about this tool. So WP scan is a very old and well-respected tool that is used for scanning security against WordPress installations and plugins detection aggressive. Let's unquote that. We need to provide a domain where the WordPress website is. So that's going to be 10.0.2.90. Is this 94? 94, right? Yeah, this is 94. Okay, great. Okay, so this is the installation here, and we need to supply an API token. Huh. It also looks like we're scanning for something. I'm just going to get rid of this word list here, and I need to supply an API token to run this scan. So I've got an API token for this tool. Let me just get it from the website. I think WP scan API login. Okay. So I'm just going to log into the website. Just a second. WPScan.com. Is that it? Okay, I need to log in. You know what? I want to make sure that this is the correct website. It looks like the correct website, but I'm just gonna Google it. Okay, this is the correct website. Sometimes people can create fake websites, and the best way to make sure that the website you're looking at isn't fake is to do a Google search, because Google usually has the legit website as the first match. Let me log in. So what I use this email address here with this password. Remember me for a week? Sure, why not? Oh, it did not let me log in. Let me make sure that I didn't spell anything incorrectly. So this is my password. Let me make sure that this is my email address. Let me make sure that this is the password. Okay, and then log in. Okay, I'm logged in, great. Okay, so I've got my API token here. I'm going to copy it because I need to use it with my WP scan command. Paste in my token. Okay, let's run the scan. Okay, so WP scan. This is a great automated scanner, and it usually finds a lot of stuff. But let's see what it finds this time. So headers, XML RPC seems to be enabled. Great. WordPress README found. Okay. Upload directory has listing enabled. That's a bad thing. Okay. WP WordPress version identified. WordPress theme in use is 2021. Okay, this is from a couple of years ago. So enumerating all plugins via aggressive methods. So this is going to take a little while for this to run, but what it could find potentially is that there might be a vulnerable plugin that is installed on the system, and we could use an exploit to get elevated access via the vulnerable plugin. So we're going to find about that in about a minute or so. So let's think about this for a sec. So there, on this website, on the server, there are only 2 ports open. So there's port 22, which is SSH, which is remote login, and there's port 80, which is this website right here. So the website is running WordPress, and WordPress, well, there are a lot of tools that can be used for breaking into WordPress. There's GigaChat over here. This is a great little meme. It's all about the most masculine person in the universe, which is this guy right here, which we call the GigaChad. We moved to WordPress. Our website is still in development, so we should stay connected on here. Great. Okay. So let's see, what is here? Oh, we've got comments. Huh. So we've got some potential usernames over here. Let me just copy this. So I'm going to copy all this. I'm going to go into Nano. So I'm just going to go into a Nano instance, and we're going to call this file that we're editing users.txt. So one user on this could be Satanic. Another user could be Gad over here. And another user could be Sanic over here. And another user could be Collins. So we got a number of good usernames from this interaction here. Let me just make sure. Oh, so another username that I missed was this one over here. I want Obama to attend my funeral. That's the name of the user. Okay, so we've got 5 usernames that we can use. Satanic, Gad, Sanic, Collins, and I want Obama to attend my funeral. Great, let's save out this file. Okay, and then let's go back to WordPress. Simon Dante says same. Yeah, well, you know, to have any president attend your funeral, that'd be nice. But what else do we have here? Okay, so let's see. So these are all the themes being used. Enumerating all themes. Themes identified. So this version is out of date, 2019. 2020, the version is out of date. 2025, directory listing is enabled. So let's take a look at the theme over here. There might be something we can use in this directory. So directory listing means that we can look at everything inside the directory. This is not how you're supposed to do security. But before we go there, let's take a look at what other themes are installed. So 2024 is also directory listing enabled. 2021 version is out of date. 2023 directory listing is enabled. There's a lot of this stuff. What else? Enumerating Tim thumbs. What are Tim thumbs? Checking known No Tim Thumbs found. I don't know what Tim Thumbs are. Enumerating config backups. So checking config backups, no config backups found. DB exports, no DB exports. Enumerating media, no media. Enumerating users. So, oh, they enumerated more users than I did. Huh. Okay, so they were also able to find this one, abuser Kormuchu. This is another user we can add to the users.txt file. So let's do that. So let's go back in. Okay, abuser Kormuchu. That's another name, and I think there was one more. So Collins, we found. Gil, we didn't find Gil. Okay, so we've got Gil. And who else do we have? Satanic, we found Gad and Satanic. And WP scan finished. Alright, so we've got a number of options we could try here. I think there was an option to try brute forcing passwords, right? Oh, I need to keep my music going. Hold on. Over here. Over here. Okay, so how do we do this? Let me just do a Google search. So WP scan, brute force, login. WP scan brute force. Okay, let's take a look at this. So weak passwords, password brute force, WP scan brute force. So it's WP scan, URL, passwords. We passed WP scan with the site URL, okay, and a passwords parameter. So is this going to, let me copy this. So this was, what was that? 10.0 to 94. And for passwords, let's use rocku.txt. So user what? Share? User share word lists. Rocku.txt. And is this it? Is this all we need to do? I guess it's going to enumerate all the usernames first, and then it's going to try brute forcing the passwords. Yeah, okay. So this is going to take a really long time, so I'm just going to go off and do some other stuff. But, actually, let's move this users.txt file into the temp directory. Okay. Performing password attack, WP logging against 5 users. So they found these 1, 2, 3, 4. They found these 5 users, but they didn't find these ones. They didn't find Sanic, and they didn't find I want Obama to attend my funeral. So if for some reason our brute force attack doesn't work, we're gonna have to try brute force against these 2 additional users as well. So let's... Okay, unable to find these. Ah, flashbang. So, WP scan, exploiting WordPress using WP scan, check user's password strength with WP scan, basic password. You know what I wanted to look for? I think I want to look for WP scan cheat sheet. Cheat sheet. Okay, so the cheat is the cheat sheet from WP scan itself. I wanted to look for another one. So WP scan cheat sheets. GitHub. This seems a bit sparse. Let's see. Brute force. Active enumeration. User ID brute force. And credential brute force. Okay. Credential brute force. Okay. So this could take a really long time, so what other avenues do we have right here? We could try SQL injection. So the login page is probably going to be at WP login, this endpoint here. Okay. Let me... WP admin. Let's try WP admin. Okay, this is the WordPress login page. Lost your password. So let's try... our SQL login bypass. Okay, so if you're unsure of your username, try your email password, email address instead. So, how about I want Obama to attend my funeral. And then password Obama. Nope. That didn't work. Okay. Let's not save that. Valve asks, what are you currently working on? So we're working on a vulnerable server. So this is a virtual machine that we downloaded from hackmyvm.eu. If you're interested in taking a look, it's at this link over here. The machine's called Driftingblues5. Admin.php, WP admin network admin.php. And we found a number of usernames over here through WP scan. This is going to be working for a while, but what else can we investigate? So there was directory listing on a couple of these themes. So directory listing is enabled. So this is 2023. Actually, we can just go over to here. Copy that. Then wander on into okay. So we've got readme.txt, style.css, templates, patterns, assets. Okay, so let's try looking for potential exploits for some of these themes. So maybe we can go to another tab in the temp directory. And then we can search exploit for this particular. So 2023, 2024, 2022, 2021. Okay, so these themes are not. We haven't found any exploits for these. What are some other themes that are being used on the box? 2021, 2024, 2025, 2020. Actually, 2020. We could try that one. How about 2020? Nope. $2019. There's 2019 on here as well. Let's try that. Okay. 2019. Oh wait, I think I've exploited this plugin before, the Akismet. Let's try searching for that. So search exploit Akismet. Yeah, right. We've got cross-site scripting, but cross-site scripting doesn't lead to remote code execution, or it doesn't usually. Let's do a little more digging. Akismet. (2021) WP cron XML RPC. Okay. So we should still be brute forcing over here. Yeah, haven't found anything yet. This is going to take a really long time. We could make up a list of passwords that is really short. So we could try using the usernames themselves as the... We could try feeding users.txt as the passwords. So what we would do is just go over here and get that. Where's the command? Here. So instead of rocky.txt, we'll just give the usernames themselves as the password. Sometimes people use their own username as the password. It's kind of dumb, but sometimes it works. So we'll run the same thing, but for the passwords, we're just going to use users.txt. The good thing about this is that the list is really short, so it should be able to run through in very, very quickly. Valve says, I'm currently taking a cybercrime class and would like to get into offensive cybersecurity. Is there any websites you could recommend? I usually just program websites and lower level stuff with C and C++. Oh, you're familiar with C and C++. That's actually that's a very good foundation for doing binary exploitation and reverse engineering. So there's this website here called TryHackMe.com. Hack the Planet says, Goonie, great name. Here you go, have the Hack the Planet.
Hack the planet!
Whoops.
Hack the planet!
Shut up and get it.
So if you're looking to get into cybersecurity stuff, you can try out tryhackme.com. And if you have experience with C programming and C++, then I could recommend, and you're looking to get into something, well, binary exploitation is really fun. And let's just binary exploitation. Let's search for this. So a collection of exploit development challenges. Where are the baby exploit development challenges? Actually, I think it was binary. I think it was called Binary Heaven. Here you go. Go ahead and try this room over here. This is all about reverse engineering binaries. And if you've got experience with C and C++, it should be easier for you to do this. But there are all sorts of great rooms from TryHackMe.com, and most of them, well, I mean, not most of them, but you can find a lot of free stuff there as well. It's a good place to get started. Okay, so no valid passwords found. That's unfortunate. So we've got our WP scanner still going through. Okay, we've got ads coming up on Twitch as usual. When the ads come up, we're gonna watch the adorable birds, but so we're not, doing stuff while everybody else is watching ads. Okay, so I get the feeling that that the password attack isn't going to work, but I wonder if you can specify usernames when you're doing the brute force attack. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT. Okay. When we're using the WP scan tool, can we specify usernames to do password brute force attacks against? Okay, there's an ad running on Twitch right now, so we're going to watch the wonderful birds. How about this bird over here? So this this Delegate right here, he's having a lot of fun playing with the peanut over here. So an interesting thing about Stelajays is that they like to shake the peanuts in their mouth so that they can get a feel for if the peanut is a good peanut or not. I don't know how they tell, but they grab the peanut and then they shake it around and they figure out if it's a good nut or a bad nut. Anyways, I'll take this opportunity to have a little sip of water. Just a second. Okay, so ads are ending on Twitch right now, so I'm going to put the birds away and let us continue. Okay, here we go. So when using WP Scan, you can specify a list of usernames to target for password brute force attacks. This is done with the usernames flag. Here's how you can do it. Valve asks, do you do any public speaking? You're very, very well spoken. I don't think I'm a very well spoken person. I stutter a lot, but thank you very much for the compliment. I have done demonstrations for my local cybersecurity group, and anybody who's watching in chat, the best way to get into cybersecurity is to learn all about your local cybersecurity community. So, for example, there's a website called Meetup. And for example, I live in Vancouver. I live around Vancouver, rather. So Meetup Vancouver, and let's just say cybersecurity. So I could find a list of different cybersecurity groups that meet in person, maybe every month or so. And if you live near if you live near a big city, there's usually a population of cybersecurity professionals who live in that city. And for example, there's Van City Sec over here. I meet up with them on a pretty regular basis. There's a Vancouver cybersecurity meetup group. And there's OWASP Vancouver. This is another cybersecurity related organization that deals exclusively with web applications. But what you would do is just look something up like cyber security group and then the name of your city. So if you live in New York, and you have to spell New York correctly. So here we've got Meetup, we've got NYC Cybersecurity. What you want to do is you want to locate these cybersecurity meetups and then go to a meetup and then start talking with people. So the people who go to these meetups are usually cybersecurity enthusiasts. They usually either are studying cybersecurity or they work in cybersecurity, and it's a great opportunity to meet people who are working in the field and other people who are in the same situation as you, people who want to learn about cybersecurity. So definitely don't underestimate the power of social networking. And a lot of people get their first cybersecurity job by meeting up with the people in the local cybersecurity community and just reaching out. It's a great thing to do. And if you have any other questions about this stuff, go ahead and ask, because I got my first job in cybersecurity through people in the cybersecurity community who I was doing a lot of volunteer work for. Okay, so this is still going, and let's take a look at ChatGPT. So you can use the usernames flag, for example, passwords, passwords.txt, usernames, usernames.txt. Okay. So we got passwords, we got usernames. If you have a single username, you can specify it directly. Okay. All right. Okay, so was able to identify these usernames here: Gad, Satanic, Gil, Collins, Abuser, Kormuchu. I'm going to remove these from the usernames.txt file, and then I'm going to do brute force with WP scan with just the remaining ones. So just Sanic, and I want Obama to attend my funeral. So I'm going to save this as users mod.txt. Save it under a different name, okay. And let's run that command again. So was it called usernames? Usernames, okay. Okay, let's run this. So I've basically got two different brute forcing attacks happening at the same time. Hopefully one of these is going to work out. Performing password attack. Oh, I need to change my passwords file. Hold on. So I'm going to do share WordPress rocky.txt. Okay, let's do this. Performing password attack on WP login against 2 users. Okay, let's just keep this running. And this is also going to remain running. What other web vulnerabilities could we try? Could we try out here? TG Artists, everybody, I'm new to cybersecurity. What tools should I learn for capture the flag and bug bounties? I wouldn't suggest bug bounties for someone just getting into cybersecurity. Bug bounties are probably something you want to investigate later on, and especially if you want to get into bug bounties, you have to have a very solid foundation on web app attacks and web app security testing first. But here's what I can recommend. So we've got some time to answer some questions right now because we're doing some scans right now. So let's say, TG Artists, let's say that you want to get into bug bounties eventually. What I would do is I would learn about web app security stuff. And what is a good place to learn about web app security stuff? So first of all, I've got a playlist over here. I've got a channel, and I tried to teach people about how to get into cybersecurity. So you can always check out some of my videos, just a little bit of shameless self-promotion. TG Artist says, I'm finishing up my cybersecurity certificate. So can you tell me what kind of stuff you were learning in your cybersecurity certificate? Because I need to get a sense for what you already know before I can do some recommendations. So you definitely want to try out the Pico CTF platform. So Pico CTF is a very good place to learn about all sorts of cybersecurity topics. If you don't have an account at Pico CTF, you can get one over here. And from there, you probably want to look into some web vulnerabilities. Simon Dante says, I hear what you're saying, but I always tell people to learn your web attacks on modern web targets. Bug Bounty is a great place to learn how to attack modern, complex targets. The Portswigger stuff is a bit outdated. Are you talking about the stuff on Portswigger Academy? Portswigger... the stuff over here, maybe. Practicing Portswigger attacks on modern web targets, I mean. Yeah, well, I mean, I think getting started, if you want to do bug bounty eventually, you definitely want to familiarize yourself with Burp Suite, and working through the labs on Portswigger Academy while learning how to use Burp Suite is probably a pretty good start, if that's what you want to do. Cyberner Dante, you do a lot of bug bounty yourself, right? You identify as a Cyberner Dante. You identify as a bug bounty hunter, right? So TG Artist in YouTube chat is asking how to get started. I like Niji Sanji says, in my opinion, the most important part of learning cyber is doing practical stuff, then do certificates. Portswigger equals all web app related. Do Hack the Box CBBH for a cert when trying to find work according to a senior. And YouTube videos are super helpful in reinforcing theoretical knowledge. Master practical skills while learning theory is so useful. But yeah, no, I agree. I like Niji Sanji. Thank you. Thank you for your contribution. I think if you're a person who's looking specifically to get into bug bounty eventually, you definitely want to. You need to learn how to use Burp Suite. And I get a good way to learn how to do Burp Suite is to run through the labs over at Portswigger Academy. While let's see, I like Niji Sanji. I felt like total garbage when I couldn't do basic forensic CTFs. Now I can do a couple of them, and I'm really happy with that. Yeah, the other thing that you have to understand with cybersecurity is that nobody knows how to do everything. Everybody's got their specialization, and there are going to be some topics that you don't know very much about, and that's very normal unless you spend a lot of time to make yourself very well-rounded. And a lot of people find that it's not worth the effort to learn a little bit about everything, because most of the time in cybersecurity, the people who are very successful are very, very specialized. Simon Nerdnante says, I consider myself a bug bounty hunter. Learning Burp Suite and foundational web security will definitely help if you want to do bug bounty. I like to tell people to try out bug bounty while you're still learning. Okay. Cyber Nerdnante, I respect that. I feel like you should have a well-rounded grasp of web security stuff before deciding what you want to do for bug bounty, because I find for bug bounty you have to be specialized. You have to be very special. You usually want to specialize yourself when you do bug bounty as well. So there are some bug bounty people who specialize in like cross-site scripting, or the people who specialize in service-side request forgery, or some other obscure kind of web vulnerability that not many other people are looking for. But yeah. Portswigger Academy is a good place to start if you want to get into web. Another good place to start is TryHackMe. So there's a lot of good stuff on web over at TryHackMe as well. So let's just look for web app security. I don't know if this is... Let's just look for web app. Okay, let me... TG Artist says, I made an account on TryHackMe. Okay, that's great. But, yeah, start slow. Move your way up. Take a lot of notes. And I think there's a web app... There's a web app learning path over here as well. And copy that link. So some other people suggested learning stuff from Hack the Box. So there's Hack the Box Academy. So Hack the Box Academy, well, regular Hack the Box I don't recommend for people who are new, but Hack the Box Academy is a great place to learn. They've got a lot of great certifications as well. So there's this certified bug bounty hunter. I don't know what's in here. Does anybody have any experience with the CBBH? Simon or Dante, you probably have a pretty good chance of knowing what's in this certificate. So over here, I think they also have a general pen tester, like a general web app pen testing certification as well. So let's take a look at some of these. Pen testing specialists, bug bounty hunter, defensive security, web exploitation expert. They've got expert, but no. Let's see. Cyber says, oh, I like Ninja Sanji says, my junior took it and is finding work with the help of our senior. Oh, that's great. So somebody you know actually got the bug bounty hunter certification and is currently looking for work? Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Cyber says, Pebble passed it. I haven't done it, but Pebble made a pretty good video about the CBBH. Oh, you know what? Why don't you... Well, okay, let me look for it myself. So let's do YouTube. Let's look for Pebble. And another good thing to do on YouTube is to do some research about some of these certifications. So Pebble... Is that how you spell the name? CBBH? Okay, how I pass the C... Whoa, he passed it. Okay. Alright. Cool. I'm going to copy this link and pass it off in the chat if you want to take a look. Pebble is another great cybersecurity content. Well, he's not a... I don't think he identifies as a content creator, but Pebble is another great cybersecurity streamer, and he's got a channel on YouTube, and he also has a channel on Twitch. He usually streams on Sundays. Yeah, you can catch all of his live streams over here as well. But this is a young dude. I think Pebble's still in high school, so he's probably going to have a long and great career in cybersecurity after he graduates from high school. Anyways, thank you very much for following Julerex. Thank you very much for following on Twitch. I like Niji Scientist says CPTS is network pen testing. Yeah, I think it is. Tons of AD related, and the exam I believe is AD centric with poning domain controller. CWEE is for advanced web pen testing, but never researched much into it. And CBBH is like a mid-tier web pen testing cert, according to our senior, but not well recognized yet. It's not DoD approved, but is pretty high skill level. I like Nizi Sanji says, damn, Pebble is good, not gonna lie. I like watching him solve machines. Oh, you know, Pebble, we summoned you. I just got here and saw my YouTube is up. Hey, nice to see you here, Pebble. We were just talking about you because there was somebody asking about the CBBH video that you made over here. We were just linking it in chat. To anybody who doesn't have the link, here you go. But yeah, there's a TG artist. TG artist on YouTube was wondering about how to get into bug bounty stuff. And let's see. TG artist says, I think my Google cybersecurity certificate should be done in 2 weeks. I was thinking about preparing for CompTIA C+, CompTIA A+, or security, and doing ethical hacking certificate and keep on doing CPTS. Majid on YouTube asks if I have a Discord. We have a Reddit. So if you go to reddit.com, our HackerFrogs, here you go. Let me get that link for you. But Pebble, thanks. It's like we summoned you. We started talking about you, and then you showed up. But nice to see you here. We're just doing a box right now, and we're trying to do some brute forcing against WordPress. And we found one weird user on the system called I want Obama to attend my funeral. So we're just doing some brute forcing for their credentials right now with the WP scan. So we'll see if that works out. We're brute forcing against all the other users as well. But yeah, I don't know what else we can try on this target right now. Let's see. Pebble got an AI that texts him when his name is mentioned. Yeah, it could be. It could be that he's got spies. He's got spies on Twitch that tell people when people are talking about him. Yeah. I've got to get going in about 10 minutes or so because I got a little social engagement to attend. But yeah, it's been really fun hanging out with you all. Jewelry X says, "Do you think Maldev Academy is worth the money?" Maldev Academy. I've never heard of it. Let me check this out. Maldev Academy. Continuously updated module-based malware development course. I've never heard of this. I'm not saying it's bad, I'm not saying it's good, I'm just saying I've never heard of this. There's a lot of stuff I've never heard of out there. I mean, if it was me and I wanted to get into web app pen testing, I would still stick with the Portswigger Labs and try to get really good with Burp Suite and doing all of the different testing techniques for all of the different topics. But it really depends on what your future goals are. JoyX says check the pricing. Is the pricing expensive. Lifetime $500. They've got the bundle for $700. I don't know. I don't know. There's so much free stuff out there. So this is all stuff that has to do with like exploit development, right? Kyle says hello. Hey, Kyle. You know, I've got just the right redeem for you, Kyle. It's go to hack. There you go.
Mr. Hat, may I please be excused from class?
Well, Kyle.
Yes.
You hear me? You go to
Hack.
You go to
Hack.
You
Have a great day.
So when we take a look at this this academy over here, they're talking about what does the course offer? So there's 91 modules that gradually increase in difficulty, with highly commented code and objectives for each. What is the topic? Is this all about exploit development and reverse engineering? Kyle says, Dr. Birch just did the impossible in C. Juliax says yes. So this is all about exploit development stuff. The thing is that there actually aren't very many resources for exploit development. So this might be pretty good, because they're like, I believe in like free materials. I'm all about locating all the free materials for any given subject. Is there something? There's probably some stuff on this on like Hack the Box, right? So Hack the Box, what we're looking at over here. So they've probably got some exploit development. Do they have an exploit development one? They don't have one yet. So they've got. Let's just take a look. I like these sundries. I think there's also some C2 stuff there. So, Jewelry X, are you very, very serious about getting into exploit development? CPTS path, there's binary exploitation in some of the Academy modules, and also the CPTS path. So, skill paths, job role paths. Let's take a look at these job role paths. Bug Bounty Hunter, Penetration Tester, SOC Analyst, Senior Web Penetration Tester, Active Directory. I think we're talking about the skill paths here. Basic toolset, cracking into Hack the Box, local privilege, intro to binary exploitation. Here we go. So, exploit development and binary exploitation, they're overlapping, but I don't know if that's the same kind of thing. Pebble says, I've heard it's pretty good, but never taken it. It's probably only useful if you want to go into red teaming specifically. It's all malware development stuff, bypassing AV, EDR, etc. Honestly, I would if there's an actual career pathway. Here's the thing. I heard that it's difficult to find exploit development jobs because everybody wants to do that kind of stuff. But they say the same thing about all of the offensive security roles as well. If it's something you're really passionate about, that of course is going to make it much more appealing. But I'm not gonna tell people to not learn something if they're passionate about it. But the real answer is I don't know. This isn't something I have a lot of information on. But I highly encourage you to do a lot of research before making any big decisions. But intro to binary exploitation, we've got this over here. It's 170 cubes. I don't know how much. I hate using this this fake currency, so I don't know what cubes are. I don't know how much it costs to buy 170 cubes. JoyX says, I love programming in C and C++, so that would honestly be a perfect pathway. So what I would do is I would probably get my feet wet by doing other binary exploitation challenges and reverse engineering challenges. You probably want to teach yourself how to use some common software. Maybe you can teach yourself how to use Ghidra. I think they've got Ghidra. They don't have a Ghidra room anymore, huh? That sucks. Well, they used to have one here. I think you're probably better off looking at some of the stuff on Hack the Box Academy. Let me go ahead and give you the link for that. Let's see. I like Easy Sanji said it's super annoying the cube stuff on Hack the Box. I have a student sub on Hack the Box, so that's unlocked for me. It's like $8 a month. Jorybox says I've used Ghidra to reverse engineer IoT Mirai malware. Another website. Let's see. HackMy. Oh, we're getting pretty close to the end of the stream. Hack. What is a good site? I used to know a really good site. It was called Nan. But if anybody in chat knows any good, platforms for learning binary exploitation, reverse engineering, please let us know. But we got this stuff running. I'll probably leave this running while I go off for the evening. But BE stuff, Pwn College, yeah. So Pwn College is a great place to learn about. Yeah, so Pebble has put it in chat, and I guess I'll put it in chat as well. Pwn College is great. So the unfortunate thing about Pwn College is that they won't let anybody. They won't let anybody stream any of their stuff, but so that's why I don't cover Pwn College stuff on my stream. But I think I can just go to pwncollege.com, pwn.college. Yeah, this is a great platform for learning about reverse engineering and binary exploitation. It takes a little bit of time to get used to their interface. But they actually have an AI on this site as well that you can use to help you out with all the challenges on here. Yeah, they don't allow streaming. They don't allow any streaming. But it is a great platform for learning about binary exploitation, reverse engineering. But anyways, I gotta get ready to go out and do some social stuff. But I'm going to find some great InfoSec streamers for everybody to write into. Christy! Who is Christy? Let's take a look at what they're doing on Twitch. Pebble about to stream right now. Pebble, if you're planning on streaming, I'll wait a little bit for you to. Pebble says not true, not true. Well, if you were about to stream, I can give you some viewers. But we've got who likes to watch League of Legends. I actually do not, but let's see who else is on. Who's on Twitch? Well, if you feel like... Anyways, we've got OO's Lab. They're a fun... they do a fun... science-related kind of stream. And they're always doing robotics and electronic stuff. So let's try raiding into them. When you arrive on the channel, please type in this raid message over here. It's going to be OSFrog, frog, hip hop hack, and then frog, and then OS frog, like this. So that's the raid message. Before we go, what day is it today? It's Friday. Okay, we're gonna be back on Monday, and we're gonna be doing more stuff. There's gonna be some beginner stuff at the beginning of the stream, and there's gonna be more advanced stuff at the end of the stream, as usual. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Before we go, let's redeem one last Hack the Planet.
Hack the planet! Hack the planet! Shut up again!
Everybody, please leave the raid message when you arrive on the Alwo's Lab channel. Catch you all next time, and have a great rest of the week. And everybody, thank you very much to good friends like I Like Niji Sanji, Cybernerd Dante, Larjox, Pebble, of course. And then who else do we have? We've got Jewelry X, and Kyle, and Majid. Everybody, see you next time.